Previously on This Isn't Normal.
Oh, well, if this was a tabletop role-playing game, how about you each give me, let's say, 3 constitution, for myself, and I'll stabilize them.
What happened to William?
William passed from an accident a few months ago.
You also see Ishmael and Faustine taking Charles away, apparently bound. There's been a terrible thing that happened here tonight. Constance Howland's been murdered. The only logical culprit is Charles, so we're going to be locking him away until we can reach a formal vote.
Howie, I didn't want to do this, but we need you to introduce yourself to the town and vote with us.
Dandy, you hit it first, as your hand scrapes against a thing of wood. As the 3 of you continue excavating, you realize, to what I imagine would be probably not too much shock given your theories.
What general horror?
It's not the top of a casket. It's actually the bottom.
When the night is calm and peaceful, loving hearts are all in tune. There's 2 lonesome people in the whole wide world. That's me and the man in the moon. When the little birds are nesting and I listen to them croon, there's 2 lonesome people in the whole wide world. That's me and
The 4 of you trek across town up to the cathedral. Now,
Are we running?
Are the doors closed?
Yes, they are.
I want to knock.
Okay. Pietro pokes his face out and says, "Oh shit, it's you guys?"
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. What time is it, by the way?
11:15.
Great, we have enough time to talk to Charles. Okay, but we do have a lot to talk about. But I just wanted to let you guys know that it's us, so please don't attack us as we walk in.
That's fair. And he opens the door as it makes a loud noise, and all eyes turn to the 4 of you, except for Charles. Charles is not in there.
I wave.
Okay, you take in the scene. Pietro, Faustine, and Ishmael are all armed at this point.
Okay. All right. Hi guys. We have some news regarding the case, and also I point to Howie and I'm like, a new friend.
Yeah, even in the back, Howie is still a very tall woman,
Yeah.
who's just sort of been awkwardly, like, very visible. And she pokes her head out and says, "Hi." Ishmael calls out. He says, "Oh, what the hell is this?"
This is our friend Howie. She saw you guys doing scary shit with your fucking voting process and got scared and hid.
Yeah, this place is a little crazy, my dudes.
My guys.
My-
My 20s.
My guy's 20s. She gives you a thumbs up, Dandy.
Give her a thumbs up back. I'm just like, so, yeah, we thought it was probably not super safe for Howie to keep hiding, so we convinced her to come here.
You just happened to... Where did you find her?
We found her when we were investigating the cow murders.
At William Arlington's place.
Yeah. Also, William is not in his grave.
Yeah, no, he's
We
gone.
dug that up. He is not
That
there.
was a segue, if I've ever seen one.
Esther gasps audibly at this news.
Dandy looks horrified as she just remembers she didn't tell everyone that information. She just told Ishmael what that meant.
Oh, yeah. So everybody knows we have a theory. The dead are coming back to life as monsters, and they're going to kill us.
I pull out the fur and say, "Furry monsters," and start waving it about.
Dandy pinches her nose and she's like, okay.
Felicity screams.
Yeah, Dandy pinches her nose even harder. She's like, okay, let's all calm down. And let's talk this over very calmly. Please raise your hand if you have a question, and I will be more than happy to answer it for you in a calm and educated manner.
Just about everyone raises their hand.
I point to Ishmael.
Is there anyone else hiding here that I
No.
need to know about?
To our knowledge, no.
He pinches his nose and says, "I swear to God, if one more person turns up here uninvited, I'm gonna have a conniption."
Well, not after what you did.
What?
Don't be too judgy. Don't be super judgy. Not right now.
Ernest gives Dandy a look.
Dandy forgets that no one knows about the radio too, and Dandy shuts up.
I look over and point to who else is raising their hand? You said just about everybody?
Yeah, just about everyone looks like they have a question.
Elsinore.
Let's go with Felicity. How about Felicity?
Yeah.
Does Felicity have a
Has a
question?
question.
Yeah, that's
Are we gonna die?
No.
I point to Ishmael and Faustine and Pietro, and I'm just like, no, we've got our town leaders, and we're going to be okay.
She doesn't look extremely reassured, but she nods vigorously.
Can I roll persuasion to persuade her to understand?
Okay.
I got a 21, which is a... What was I doing? Persuasion. That's a hard success.
Okay, as a young child, she definitely still looks pretty concerned and freaked out, but she seems reassured by your kind words.
Hooray! All right, Jimmy James, go for it. Ask a pick a body.
Ask a question.
No, Elsinore. Sorry,
You
mix you two up all the time.
Oh my god!
Where is my husband?
That's a great question, ma'am. We believe he turned into a monster, a furry monster, and he starts waving around the stuff again. And he probably killed Constance.
God damn it! I should have taken this one.
Elsinore, like she's going to pass out.
I smack Jimmy James very hard on the arm, and I'm just like, buddy, no.
What our friend means is we're looking into the matter right now, and we can reassure you that we don't know what's going on right now.
To the best of our knowledge, Eustace and William, and possibly very soon Constance, are going to be in this altered state, thanks to the sort of rules here and wherever the heck we are, land.
Honey Oak.
Yep. And she points to Jimmy James fur that he's probably still waving around, and she's just like, there's no creatures here that we know about that have fur like this. So can I just make sort of an impassioned claim? After all of this, there's no way Charles did this. How many of you saw his house?
Faustine, who is has been very impatiently raising her hand this whole time, finally puts it down and says, "Why should we believe any of you?"
That's a great question.
We have no reason to lie to you.
We are just as trapped here as you are. What would be the point of sowing dissension, trying to kill, hurt anybody? We're trying to save you. We're trying to save all of you. Innocent lives.
She takes a gaudy step forward and says, "So you say, and yet you have zero claims to back that up. The three of you..."
I've got this.
Okay, Jimmy James.
Okay, you say interrupting Faustine, who could not look more upset.
If we were really trying to tear you all apart, we would not accuse a being that is outside of the group. We would accuse someone like Rathington or something like that.
Making up a monster would make absolutely no sense. Why would we do that if we didn't want to appear suspicious? And Faustine, with the utmost respect, may I ask you, did you see Charles and Constance's house? Did you see the state it was in?
Of course, it was a disaster.
Why, first of all, would Charles break the door inside? And how would he do so? Also, the room, Constance's bedroom, how in the absolute heck of it all did he manage to essentially knock out an entire window/wall? What would be the point of doing that? And how did he do it?
And also,
Do you
did you
have
see...
any answers for that?
And her body.
How? Yes, the claw marks from the cow. The claw marks in the walls of the house. There's no weapons. None of us are allowed to have weapons here. Where the heck did those come from? How did they get there?
Also, did you see the fur? And he starts waving about it.
She shrugs dismissively at all this and says, "To the best of my knowledge, these were all questions you were supposed to answer, and the best you can come up with is a fairy tale."
So let me just
I've got this again.
Please don't say fur again, Jimmy James, for the love of God.
Look at the fur!
No, I've got this. quick question, Faustine. Would you say where we are right now, in this land that you have no clue how you got to,
Or how to
is
leave.
not a fairy tale?
Yeah, that was a fucking great point, Jimmy James. How do you explain
know.
that?
It was
Right,
better
I'm-
than the fur.
Did you guys see the fur? Ernest gestures to the fur.
She frowns heavily and says, well, obviously, this place was gifted to us. It doesn't need an explanation. It came from above.
See,
Right,
that
so
seems
why
a
would-
little bit like you're picking and choosing here. If you can't explain that, and you can't explain this,
I don't need to explain anything to any of you.
Okay,
aren't you
so
supposed to be the assistant to, like, our leader?
Yeah, Ishmael has been, like, inching forward this whole time and, like, puts a hand on her shoulder and says, I think that's probably enough here. Well, so that's what you have.
That is what
Monster.
we have. Yes. And I would just like to make this point again. If there was any other rational explanation, anything that would have worked or seemed plausible, why would we come out with, hey, it's a monster, knowing full well that probably none of you would believe us? There's no other, I guess, like, stakes for us here. There's no reason for us to lie to you. We're all stuck here.
and we want to get
And
out of
can
here
I-
just as bad as you do.
I guess, can I roll persuasion for that?
Yeah.
That is 19, which is a hard success.
Okay. So I guess you're sort of just making a plea to the townspeople to believe you.
Yes.
Okay. You see a few nods.
At the very least, my hope is that even if not everyone believes us or still is skeptical, at least we may sway a little bit away from Charles.
Okay. Ishmael starts strolling towards you, Ernest, and says, the three of you have been talking very heavily about wanting to leave here and wanting to get out. So let's get one thing perfectly straight. The good people of this town have sacrificed so much to make this work. No matter how much evidence you may have of monsters in this world, you cannot dissuade the work that we have done here.
You're right, and I apologize. I did not mean to imply that any of you sort of feel the same way we do. I hope you understand we didn't come here of our own free will. We've only just got here. And the only thing all of us have known of any of you is that people are dying. We've only been here a few days. I hope you can understand where we're coming from, and I absolutely did not mean to insult any of you. And for that, I am sorry.
Ishmael nods and says, so that's that then. Shall we?
Can we talk to Charles first? Also, is Charles voting?
Of course Charles is voting.
Okay. May we talk to Charles?
Roll persuasion.
Barely a success. Wait,
Okay.
no, not barely a success. Regular success.
Okay, great. He nods and says, I suppose I can permit that, but you'll need to make it quick.
Sure.
Ishmael leads you west of the main hall, down a much more narrow hallway than the elaborate entranceway, that basically the only part of the cathedral that you had seen up till now. And into it's not necessarily like a jail cell type place. It's more of just a holding area. It's like behind a locked door, and there's like a table and a chair in it, and that's about it. And Charles is sitting. His hands are tied behind his back, and he says, "I'm going to wait right outside of here."
Okay. Can I dissuade if he can definitely hear our conversations?
You can roll intelligence.
That is hard success.
You get the feeling that if you talk too loud while you're in here, or even take too long, he's gonna start getting some ideas.
Okay.
Can I run distraction outside? I have something I do want to talk to him about.
Okay, so Dandy and Ernest, you go inside, and Jimmy James, you stay outside. Jimmy James, let's begin your distraction before we move in.
All right, so I'm not going to go into all of it, but it's going to be a really long-winded conversation on which he's going to try and persuade Ishmael, fucking Rathington, to give him his whip.
Okay, go ahead. Start leading us down this narrative.
All right. Look at Rathington. A lot of ish is going down, if you know what I mean. I nudge him a bit.
Yeah, he frowns super heavily because you've never gotten his name right once.
And, well, you guys are armed, and I'm not asking for a gun. I don't want to make anything too crazy. But if 3 monsters attack us, you're going to need someone who's good with something. And I know you have my whip, and I'm fairly good at it. Look at me.
All right, so we're gonna cut now to inside as Charles looks up at you. He still looks extremely distraught and says, "Please tell me you guys have something."
I run over to Charles really fast, and I'm just like, "Okay, Charles, we kind of have a plan. The plan is you're voting too. So you just need to vote for Faustine. We're doing that again. So first and foremost, just vote Faustine. We don't have a lot of time. We have an extra vote.
You have an extra vote?
We couldn't tell you this because we swore we wouldn't. There was another person who was hiding. We found them. We convinced them to come out. They're going to vote with us.
Oh my god.
But we don't, like I said, we don't have a lot of time. What do you know? What happened with Constance?
I was in the other room. I was getting ready for bed, and all of a sudden I heard this smash. This beast, this horrifying thing. It broke down the door. It was almost like it was in a trance. It went upstairs and it killed her. And then it just broke out of the window.
Did you see it?
I only saw it from the back. It was hulking. It was 8 feet tall, 2-legged, just covered in fur.
Was it like a werewolf or like a wolf? Regular wolf?
It was. I feel like wolf is maybe too generous. It was sort of a hulking beast.
Now 8 feet tall. How tall was William?
I don't know. He was a fairly tall guy, like 6 feet tall.
And Eustace wasn't 8 feet. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Most people aren't.
That's fair. Okay.
Jimmy James calls from outside.
All right, Charles, we're gonna do our absolute best to get you out of here. But if something goes wrong, we maybe have a backup plan, but it's really dangerous. So just please vote Faustine.
What's plan B? Let me in. Please. Don't keep me in the dark.
I lean as close as possible to him through the bars, and I whisper, "We have a gun."
His eyes widen, and he's like, "Oh."
But I keep whispering. I'm like, "But the others have a gun too."
They have one gun?
Oh, 3. No, they have 3 guns.
That's a lot more.
Yeah, I know, but what are we gonna do?
He shrugs the best he can in his
okay,
bonds.
All right. Well, I'm gonna leave now before people get suspicious, but we're about to vote, so just good luck to all of us.
He nods vigorously. Jimmy James, why don't you go ahead and wrap up your plea?
So, in conclusion, and now you understand how many years I've had training with this. And I've told you all about my adventures in Africa and Europe and all over the world. And you understand how good I am with this whip. And so you're going to need me. And that is a hard success.
Wow.
Nice.
All right, Ishmael nods slowly and says, "That was quite the story, Jimmy James. And weapon storage isn't too far from here. I'm sure I could grab it. I just need one thing from you."
Oh, what's the heck?
He gets in real close and he says, "Say my name, Jimmy James."
You're Ernest laughing from inside.
Dandy's oh.
Your name is Ishmael Rathington.
Wow.
He smiles just for a second and says, "That wasn't so hard, was it?"
No, of course not.
And he says, "Wait right here. I'll go grab your whip."
Oh my god.
I turn to the other two. Did I get it right?
I clap Jimmy James on the shoulder, and I'm just like, "You did it, buddy."
You guys observe Ishmael walk 2 doors down from where you are and enter onto the right side of the hallway.
Dandy makes a mental note.
he comes out a second later, holding Jimmy James's whip, and he hands it to him and says, "There you go, whip away."
Woohoo!
Whip.
Well, thank you, sir.
He says, "I'm gonna go grab Charles. Why don't the three of you head back?"
Okay, Dandy starts heading
sure.
back.
So
are we by
when we are
ourselves?
out, are we by ourselves?
Yeah, as you walk down the hallway, you're by yourselves.
All right.
I hand the makeshift spear to Dandy.
Yeah, perfect. That's what I was about to suggest.
Oh God, guys.
This is getting intense.
No, as much as I want to trust Charles, I really feel I shouldn't have told him we had a gun.
You told him we had a gun?
Yeah,
You didn't say which one of us had it.
that is a good point. And I tuck the spear into my jacket.
So we could just be like, yeah, he's lying. We don't have a gun.
Point to Howie. Be like, no. I
Throw
would ne-
Howie under
I
the
literally
bus.
would never do that.
Do not
No,
throw
but I
Howie
just
under
mean
the
like they search
bus.
Howie and she doesn't have one.
All right, thanks Howie for tweeting about us. Dandy wants to throw you under.
Howie, I swear to God, I would never fucking do that to you. I'm so sorry.
You guys make your way back out into the entrance room. You see everyone is sort of gathered into little piles of people, except for Howie, who's like
Piles of
chilling.
people.
Very.
Yeah, go stand
It's
with
like
Howie.
laying on top of each other.
Just like, what up, How?
Hey, hope your conversation went well.
Let's hope so.
What up, my dude?
Yeah, what's up, my guy? These locals keep giving me dirty looks.
Well, did you introduce yourself to them?
No.
Hey, hey, everybody. This is Howie.
You're not sure who says, because I feel like you're maybe like just looking at Howie, but you hear someone say, "We know."
Great. Just wanted to reinforce it.
Howie's our new friend.
You don't hear any hecklers for that. It is time for another voting session.
You didn't change the votes, man. We didn't persuade you to change the votes.
What are
we
you
did.
talking about?
Yeah, we
You
tried to
already
get we tried to get people to not vote for Charles.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've assigned the votes for
Oh,
everyone.
okay. I
Okay.
thought you like preemptively had them written down.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, there's too many maybes to do these votes ahead of time. There'd be no
Okay.
point. There's
All
so
right.
many shenanigans. All right,
Yeah.
Mark and Beth, remove your headphones. But Brett, you're first.
Faustine.
Okay, thank you.
I vote for Faustine.
Thank you. And Mark?
Faustine.
All right, thank you guys.
Hi everyone, Max Marone here for your regularly scheduled ad break. What's up? Thanks for listening. This is the 6th episode of In Sheep's Clothing, our third arc. It's almost the longest one. Well, it's going to be the longest one. We have, I think, 10 episodes in it. So we're getting there. We're over halfway there. But hopefully you're enjoying it enough to, to keep following through. So thank you for that. The next episode goes live June 4th. It is baffling to me that next week is going to be June. And if you're listening to this anytime in the future after that, I can't believe it's whatever day today is for you. Because I'm here for you. I wanted to give a few special announcements before we dive into the main bulk of every single ad break I've ever done. Two items to be addressed. First of all, probably on Thursday or Friday, between the 31st and the 1st of June, I'll post a more official date on Twitter once I know for sure. But I'm going to be posting a small update onto the main feed that you're listening to right now. It's going to be about 15-20 minutes by my estimation, and it's just going to be sort of an extended ad break where I talk to you guys about some things going on that I don't want to talk about right now. So May 31st or June 1st, around there, it's going to be posted. Recommend you tune in. We're going to have some previews actually for some upcoming content that is really exciting. And yeah, it's going to be a really good time. So I hope you guys will tune into that. The other thing is I wanted to give a shout out to Beth. Beth has been working really hard this arc on creating some really cool music for us. That little cool jingle that you've been hearing, we've been using it at the start of episodes recently, as well as for the mysterious notes. That's called Synthetic Waltz. We all are a really big fan of it here. If you guys are too, I don't see any reason why we couldn't put it up for download somewhere. No one's asked us yet, which is why we haven't. But if you're interested in that and like, hey, that's a jam maybe I'd like to hear, just let us know, and I'm sure we can work something out. And if not, then there's that. There's also going to be another song a few minutes from now. That's a lie. It's going to be towards the end of the episode, but it's going to be really good. So thank you, Beth, for those. If you'd like to help us out, we have some ways for your consideration. First and foremost, tell a friend. That's a big help if you could do that for us. Word of mouth has and always will be a great way to spread the show around, and we would love it if your friends listen to the show. Think about how much of a big, happy community we would all be together if your friends were forced to listen to us talk for an hour at a time. That'd be pretty cool, huh? No, but really, thank you to anyone who has told their friends, and thank you if you're listening to this because a friend told you. Tell your friend that you love them. If you'd like to follow us on social media, the best way to do that is on Twitter. We're on Twitter at @TIN_cast. That is where we will always post new episode updates first. That is where you can find some special content, like for this arc, as I've mentioned time and time again, we have a map. We have a character list for all the characters in town. If you want to keep track of that, that's available for you. We also post other stuff sometimes. So, you know, there's good reason to do that. And if you want to spread the word about the show on Twitter, which would be an enormous help to us, we'll feature you in the show. We'll use your name, whatever name you have as your icon, unless it's like Big Booty Butts. We're not going to put Big Booty Butts as a character in the show, so don't even think about it. Now is a great time to tweet at us with the hashtag TinCast, because, like, we are basically guaranteed to put your name in, and also we're going to start recording Arc 4 very, very soon on our end. That's how far ahead we are from what you're listening to. Just a little behind the scenes. But anyway, I need names for Arc 4, and if you'd like it to be yours, this is a great time to do it. Presently, this arc, we are featuring Charles, McGrath, and Howie. Thank you guys again for doing this. Love you so much. Thank you. If you'd like to consider helping the show out financially, we're on Patreon at patreon.com/tincast. We have finally launched our first one-off episode. It's one of the most ridiculous things that we've ever done. It's up there with, like, This Isn't Bagels, sort of just ridiculous humor. So if you like that, there's a tier for that. We also put out weekly episode updates for our Patreon subscribers, monthly Q&As. We have 2 of those out right now, I think. It'll be up before the end of the month. Both of those things will be up before the end of the month if they're not out now. And you can listen to them right now if you go to patreon.com/tincast and help us out there. We love you. Thank you so much. And speaking of, if you just have a little bit of extra cash lying around and you want us to thank you literally every single week, you can be like Alexander Getty, our best friend in the whole world. Thank you once again, Alexander. If you are listening to this on a service that lets you rate, comment, and subscribe like iTunes, please do that. That's a huge help. It is always a huge help. And last but certainly not least, if you want to send us pictures of your dog, or just hit us up, tell us how you talked about the show somewhere else that's not on Twitter, and want to make sure that we know, we have an email. That's tincast13@gmail.com. All one word, if you didn't know. Again, thank you guys so much for listening to this. Please stay tuned, because that update we're going to post in a few days is going to be crucial. And we cannot wait for you to hear it for many reasons that we'll go over very soon. Anyway, I have taken up way too much of your time, so I'll let you get back to the episode. Remember, next episode goes live on June 4th, and until then, we will see ya! Faustine passes out voting sheets as everyone writes down their choice.
Guys, IRL, I got butterflies in my stomach.
I feel so anxious. My palms are sweating.
Ishmael grabs them all, shuffles them up, and says, "All right, we've heard from our investigators. This is to determine the murderer of Constance Howland. Here we go. Charles. Faustine. Charles. Dandy. Felicity. Dandy.
Stop voting for me.
Faustine.
Do you say that out loud?
Ow.
Faustine.
Ernest's jaw drops.
Dandy looks like she's about to be sick.
Yeah, I'm very pale.
Everyone turns to Faustine. Very slowly.
This isn't what I wanted.
She turns to Ishmael and gives him a bit of a look. Ishmael stares blankly back at her. And
This is wrong. We all know that none of us did it.
okay, Dandy, as you say that, you hear a click as Faustine raises her gun and says, "Everyone's going to step the hell away from me. No one is laying a hand on me. No one is putting me up in that noose."
Ernest puts his hands
How?
in his
No,
sweater.
no.
No, I'm not gonna
Okay.
take it out, but I'm putting my hands in my sweater
How
vest.
far away is she right now?
From you, Jimmy James, you would guess about 20 feet.
Listen. We all know Faustine didn't do this. Charles didn't do this. None of us did this. There's no reason to kill each other.
Roll persuasion.
Success.
Okay. Yeah, you hear Pietro chime in. They're absolutely right. We cannot stand by and let this happen. And then Esther says, "But what are we supposed to do otherwise?"
How about not kill anyone?
Right, if there is truly a matter that you believe has absolutely 100% been committed by a human, like a fully human being who is alive, we don't have to murder them. There is a thing called imprisonment.
Let me just a raise of hands right now. Who here thinks that Faustine killed Constance?
No one raises their hand.
Who here actually believes that Charles did it?
Faustine raises her hand.
Faustine, put your hand down! Faustine, just put your hand down. No one is going to kill you.
Okay, Dandy, as you say those words, the doors to the cathedral are blown open by an enormous burst of wind. And
Butthole.
as... What?
Butthole!
just screams butthole.
And as the wind passes through the cathedral, all of the lights turn off.
Jimmy James pulls out his whip.
And
And
pulls out her shitty spear.
I still keep the gun in my sweater
That's
vest.
a good
I'm not pulling
idea.
that out yet.
and in a moment, before anyone's eyes adjust to the darkness, you hear two high-heeled shoes clacking away down one of the hallways at full pace.
Can I try to run after that?
I follow that.
Yeah, run after the noise.
Dandy's gonna stay.
Okay.
We shouldn't split up the party.
Fine, Dandy follows.
Okay.
No, wait! I just think this is a bad idea, because if Faustine dies, we're gonna get fucking blamed. Okay, let's just fucking go.
Okay, the three of you.
As we're running, I yell, "Wait. Don't
Yeah.
go."
Faustine's fucking stop!
Okay. And we are going to enter in. We are fucking 3 arcs in, and this is our very first Call of Cthulhu chase.
That's a thing.
Oh, yes.
What is it?
Chases are a very interesting mechanic in Call of Cthulhu. It works very similarly to combat, except instead of fighting, although that is an option you can do, essentially, I'm going to paint you a word picture, and at the moment where you catch up to her, everyone will have the opportunity to take an action
Okay.
and try to do something to resolve the chase.
Okay.
Stop it.
Hey, you quit.
Tag,
And-
you're it.
And so the three of you take off after her through the dark cathedral. And yeah, as your eyes adjust to the darkness, you can see her running a little ways ahead of you down the hall. She rounds a corner, and as you turn, you see her silhouette burst through a door just a little further down. As the three of you enter the room, it actually looks like almost like a classroom setting, like where maybe someone would have like a Sunday school. provided there was an accurate or an adequate population to have it. There's some desks and like a teacher's table sort of area. Across the room, over by where Faustine is a door that she's apparently trying to get through. And now it is time to move into our sequence. Now, highest dexterity goes first. Dandy, that's you.
Hello, it's me. I have a question. The door that we went through, is this the way that we saw Ishmael go for the weapons room?
It's the same hallway, yes, but you've gone much farther past it.
Have we? Okay, great. How far away is she from me?
She's across the room, we'll say 15 feet.
Okay. I don't know, she still has her gun. I guess I'm just gonna roll persuasion and just be like, Faustine, stop! Where are you going? This is wrong. We need to stay together. Splitting up like this is just gonna get someone hurt or killed or worse. You need to stop. And I'm gonna roll persuasion for that.
You quit it.
I failed.
Oof.
Okay, she's still making her way towards the door.
Does she scream "fuck no"?
Yeah, no, she just ignoring the shit out of you
Okay,
with
great.
that
Fair,
failure.
fair.
Ernest, you're next, I believe.
No, I think Jimmy James is after me. You have 65 dex, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
you.
Jimmy James, you're next.
All right. James is done with this shit, and he needs to prove himself with his whip after talking for who knows how long about it. And he's gonna whip at her leg.
Okay.
And he's gonna move a bit forward, I guess. Since
Right.
he's-
No, I get you. So you get into range.
Holy. Oh. That's an extreme success.
Ooh, congrats!
Oh, yeah, Faustine fucking failed that.
Woohoo.
Oh boy.
So you whip her around the leg.
Are you grabbing her or just smacking her
Yeah,
leg?
it's like grabbing.
Okay.
And with a quick pull, I think this is actually the first successful whipping you've done in this
Yay!
show.
In 3
I
arcs.
think it might be.
And you slam her hard into the ground.
Jesus.
And knock the wind out of her.
Boom! That's what I say.
I guess we're fucking out of the chase already. All right, that was fun.
Great. Ernest is upset that he didn't get to take part in this.
Dandy wants to run over and try and, while Faustine is still, like, on the ground and, like, I guess sort of in a way prone, I want to try and grab the gun away from her.
Okay, we'll have you make a strength contest, and she'll take a penalty die.
I'm gonna join in on that.
What? No.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh,
play tug of
Ernest.
war.
That is a 1.
Oh, never mind. Fuck. Okay, you like with one finger, you like twirl the gun. You like grab it from her, and, like twirl it around your finger.
Yeah, I very quickly put it in my coat.
Okay, you put it in your coat.
And I'm like, and as soon as I'm like I step away from her and I'm like, Faustine, are you okay?
She looks up at you. For the first time, her veil of like just haughtiness seems to have dissipated somewhat, and she's tears running down her face and says, "I don't want to die."
I know. Faustine, I bent down a little bit. I'm not like close enough because I don't want her to try and grab the gun away from me again, but I just want to bend down and try and appeal to her a little bit, like a charm maybe.
Listen, if you charm her, you're trying to seduce her.
I don't want to do that.
Then it's persuasion.
Okay, I just want to be like, Faustine, I have absolutely zero intention of letting you or anyone else die. This whole system is messed up. I know you did not kill Constance. I know you didn't do anything. This is just a very horrible example of why this system is kind of a mess. But I promise you, I won't let you be hanged, okay?
She nods and says, "Can you get this whip off my leg?"
Yeah, Jimmy James, can you maybe let her go, bud?
He does this really cool, like, whip back. And it
Roll.
just comes right back to him.
No, roll whip.
Roll whip.
That is a hard success.
Okay, shit, you
Nice.
do your cool whip thing then.
Nice.
He does have a 75 in whip.
So you've just had really shitty rolls for every whip.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad it's finally paid off. Okay.
Let's go back to the group. I really don't know what that wind thing was, and I feel like maybe running was a bad idea. But let's go back and make sure that everyone's still alive and okay. And we're gonna figure out what we're gonna do next. But she like taps the gun that's in her coat, and she's just like, but I am not letting anyone kill anyone.
She smiles a little bit and wipes a tear from her face and says, "Thank you."
Are we within
I
earshot?
hold my
of them?
hand out to help her up.
Earshot of who?
Everybody. Like, are we within earshot of the cathedral? Like,
No, you're way far down.
are we? I
Shit,
feel like that
okay.
wasn't a long chase.
Well,
okay.
Dandy puts a hand out to help Faustine up.
Okay. She accepts it, and as you guys make your way back towards the door, you hear a low grumbling from the other side of it.
From the other side of the door.
I put my hand out to stop everybody, and I kind of start pressing us against the
I
wall.
put my hand in my sweater vest again.
I kind of, I like give you a quick hold off a second. I pull out my gun.
Okay.
I look at everyone else. I'm like, guys, what do we do?
Well, we're good at stealthing.
Right, but it's like right on the other side of the door.
Are there any windows or exits other than this door?
Well, yeah, there's the other side of the door that Faustine was trying to escape through.
Why don't we
If
check
I-
out that door?
Faustine, what's through that door? Is that just a get outside kind of thing?
I don't know. I was just sort of running.
Okay,
Let's
let's go that way.
let's stealth over there.
yeah.
Probably.
I'll roll stealth.
I hope Faustine has stealth.
I now love Faustine.
Oh God.
Not like love Faustine. I just don't hate Faustine anymore.
I got a
That's good.
success.
I still really don't like her.
I just feel really bad for her now. 'cause-
She just tried to shoot us 5 minutes ago.
No, she didn't try and shoot anybody. She just pulled out the gun because she was fucking
Kind
terrified.
of scared for her life.
Yeah, then she ran off. She didn't shoot anybody. She just ran off.
You don't pull out a gun unless you plan to use it.
Well, not if.
I stand by that she just wanted to kill us.
Well, I mean, I'm under the impression that it was probably Faustine and Ishmael that voted for me. So, But like,
What did everyone get on their stealth rolls?
hard success.
Oh, I didn't
Success.
roll. Sorry, I got really caught up in shitting on Faustine. Oh, that's just barely a success.
Ernest and Dandy, you stealth your way over to the door. And you open it and see just another room on the other side, but it also has a continuation on the far side. And as you enter the room, Faustine trips. She trips over the desk, and she rolled a critical failure.
Oh.
As she does, both doors are affected. The door on the far side of the room is destroyed. The side that you guys aren't on is destroyed. And you see a hulking beast. A monster, 8 feet tall. Glowing red eyes. Heavy breathing. With drool pouring out of its snout as it snarls.
Ew.
And a cold burst of wind slams the door closed, trapping
us.
Jimmy James and Faustine in the room with the monster.
Oh my
no.
god.
Oh, fuck.
Faustine turns to you in a panic and says, "What are we going to do?"
All right, so let me just get this straight. So, right behind us is a door
Yes.
that is closed and locked.
Yes.
And in front of us is a monster.
Yes, indeed.
Are there any doors in between us?
There is not.
Of course not. Okay. Faustine, what do you got on you?
She, pats herself down wildly and says, "I gave Dandy my gun!"
Did you give it to... I'm not going to argue now. All right. Well, fuck, I only have one plan, Faustine.
And that is...
I'm going to distract it and you're going to run past it.
What?
Just run past it into the cathedral, go find Ishmael or whoever else, or Pietro, whoever has a gun, and hide with them.
Oh my god.
I'll be right behind you.
Okay. And we are moving into combat. The monster's up first and is going to lunge for you, Jimmy James. How do you react?
Dodge.
Okay, roll dodge.
That's a failure.
Oh god. It got a normal success. And it is going to slice you for 4 points of damage.
Okay.
Jimmy James, you're up next.
All right. I'm gonna grab. Hold on, I gotta look into something. All right. I'm gonna grab the Grassof ball,
Okay.
and I'm going to just chuck it. Wait, how far away is this thing?
It's pretty close to you. It's like 10 feet away.
I'm just gonna grab it and like rub it against its chest.
Okay.
What do I roll for that?
Roll strength. It's going to try and swipe
Oh,
back at you
fuck.
as you do
Oh,
this.
Fuck. Oh. So close, but a failure.
All right, it got a hard success as it attacks you again for another 4 points of damage.
Fuck. Wait, hold on. What's a major wound?
5 or more.
Oh, okay, good. Fuck. Okay, I was doing so well all night, and now I can't get one.
Faustine is going to attempt to run.
Good.
Oh my fucking goodness. She trips.
God, Faustine, you useless.
And she smacks her head against the desk. She goes down because she got a 100.
So is she knocked out?
Yeah, she looks pretty out cold. And the monster is gonna turn to her now. It slashes her for a good chunk of damage as well. And we're back to you, Jimmy James.
All right, how bad does she look right now?
Pretty bad off. Not dead, but definitely extremely wounded.
Okay. How much does she look like she weighs?
You would guess about 120 pounds.
Fuck, it's either pick her up and run. Yeah, that's what Jimmy James is going to have to do.
Okay, roll strength.
Oh, come on, Jimmy James. Come on. Whew. That is a hard success.
Okay, you grab her. And you start making your way lightning fast. Roll dex.
Come on. That's a failure.
You trip as you make your way back down the hallway and send her skidding across the floor forward. This new bump actually jolts her out of her unconsciousness as she turns woozily to you and says, "What's going on?"
Run. Just fucking run.
She collects herself and takes back off down the hallway as the monster rounds the corner. The two of you stand on the other side of the door as it blows closed. Despite all of your best efforts, it remains completely locked and shut by something seemingly supernatural.
I kick it.
Yeah, I pound on the door screaming Jimmy James and Faustine.
Yeah, it's all for naught. You hear some the vague sounds of fighting, Jimmy James grunt, and then you hear running from down the hallway. And after another moment, you feel something. And despite, I imagine this is a moment of great anxiety for the two of you. Despite the stress and tension that you feel, this feeling that radiates in your chest is warmth. But more than that, it's power. As the two of you regain 3 constitution. The 3 constitution that you spent to give Jimmy James life again.